So how you doing tonight, Brian? You feeling good? You're feeling ready?
Feeling good. Feeling ready. Let's do it.
That's right. I already hit the button. I
I
pulled
know. I saw it. I saw it
a
pop
little
up.
Gabe right there. Shout out open bar. So hey, I'm Dynasty Outhouse and I have a trading problem.
And I'm Brian Har, and I also have a trading problem.
Hey everybody, we live. Welcome to technically session 62 of the Trade Addicts podcast, a member of the DLF family of podcasts. We didn't have a guest. We were bored. I was just like, we haven't done a live show. Do you want to do a live show? And Brian was like, yeah, let's do a live show. That sounds awesome. So I said, okay, let's do it. We're going to do a live show. So we're doing a live show. Live show, live show, live show. Uh, nothing happened, right? News wise?
Nothing. No. The world is spinning.
Yeah. The Rams are concerned. Oh, I could do air quotes because people actually see what I'm doing. This is wonderful.
Yeah, there
The
you
Rams
go.
are concerned about Todd Gurley's knee, even though absolutely nothing has changed.
Nothing.
I just saw on Twitter that he plans on playing a little lighter next year to put less stress on his knees, which I guess is helpful, but I don't think it's going to change much. All right, let's just jump straight into it. Let's do it quick.
Yeah.
We have super sneaky ahead of time peek at the first two rounds of June DLF ADP that Mr. Ryan McDowell at RyanMC23 tweeted out. Todd Gurley fell to the second round. He is the first pick of the second round. Yay or nay?
No.
Okay, I should have worded that better. So is that good or bad?
Nay.
Yeah.
It's
Are you too high, too low?
It's too low. It's too low.
Okay, so Gurley. Okay. Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey, Alvin Kamara, Zeke Elliott, DeAndre Hopkins, Odell Beckham, Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas, Juju Smith-Schuster, Joe Mixon at 110.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, Le'Veon Bell. And Melvin Gordon is tied technically with Todd Gurley. Mm-hmm. So let's climb that ladder. Todd Gurley or Melvin Gordon?
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley or Lev Bell? I don't need to ask you that one.
Todd Gurley.
Todd Gurley or Mike Evans?
Ooh. That one's closer. Boy.
But you're going to definitely say Todd Gurley over Joe Mixon.
Well, yeah, I'm going to say
in your face that you're like, man, why can't you just switch the order?
Definitely. I'm definitely going to say Gurley over Mixon.
Yeah, I seeing Mixon at 10 is what made me put this on this show sheet.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with any of the other 9 there. Mixon's where, for me, I mean, that's where Gurley is.
I was about to say, I feel like it's a little early for me to say Juju's top 10, but looking, I don't know who I would shove him out for. Like maybe I'd throw Gurley in that top 10, which put Juju to 10.
Here's the other thing.
Would you put Evans above Juju?
I probably
his trade value is not. Yeah, I think I would too. I don't think his trade value is. You could definitely get more for Juju, but I think I'd rather have Evans.
Yeah, well, he certainly has been doing it longer, right, and more consistently, I guess. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, I love both of those guys. Yeah, the one that sticks out like a sore thumb is Mixon for me. I just can't 10.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I do love Mixon. I love his situation. I think the O-line got better. The offense can't get more mediocre. It's the most mediocre that has ever mediocred in mediocre land. It's just, I mean, it shouldn't be able to get worse. So they've bolstered their offensive line a little bit. Hopefully you have healthy other weapons. So that's good for Joe Mixon. They didn't really bring any. Rodney Anderson is not a challenge for Joe Mixon in the backfield. So they didn't bring anyone to challenge him. I almost said Gurley. That's wrong. Gio is still going to get his touches, I think. I mean, he'll still get his receiving work, which caps. I still don't think he'll get enough to even really cap Mixon's upside. I still don't think. It seems weird to put Mixon up there seeing that he's played, he's done well, but we threw him up there purely based on potential. Like usually that's just saved for like Zeke and Saquon before they've ever played. Everyone else we've seen put up top 10 numbers.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. I mean, Mixon had a good year last year. I mean, he caught 43 passes. He almost 1,200 yards rushing. So I mean, he had a good year, and he was banged up a little bit too. I think he missed 2 games, 2 or 3 games with the MCL. But I just that one for me is just a little bit off. I just don't have him quite that high. Now can he turn into that? Apparently, or apparently, geez, eventually. God, my words today. This is going to be a fun
It's too
episode.
early for that, man.
I know. It's been a hell of a day, though. I was telling you earlier. So, but yeah, can he eventually get there? Yeah, I think he can. I mean, I think he's talented enough to be in this range. I just can't put him there yet. I don't feel good enough about him in that offense to jump him up above some of these other guys. And the other one here is Lev Bell for me. I mean, it's a guy that has not played football in 2 years, or in a year and a half. I mean, he hasn't practiced, he hasn't played, he hasn't showed up at an involuntary workout, he hasn't showed up at a voluntary workout, hasn't showed up anywhere except in his own training facilities. What are we going to get out of him? And to me, like, I look at a couple of the guys behind him, right? So Gurley and Gordon are behind him. Both of those guys were studs last year. David Johnson, who had a down year and finished running back 8, right? In PPR leagues. Was it 9? Okay. So still top 10 running back, same age, also took a year off essentially because of an injury because he hurt his wrist in the first game of the 17 season. So the tread is similar. I would take any of those next 4 running backs over Bell. Gurley, Gordon, Johnson, Chubb. I'd take any of those guys over Le'Veon Bell.
Yes. I mean, you're not going to get an argument out of me on that. All right. I would probably take Bell. All right, so let's just talk about this real quick. Travis Kelce in the second round. Is this because of we think Tyreek Hill is out? Like, do we think that's why he's bumped up even more than before?
Yeah, I definitely think that plays a role. Yeah, I mean, I think people are looking around at that offense going, where are those targets going? Mecole? Not all of them. I mean, some of them probably, but Robinson, no. I just can't see those guys. I mean, I think that's where it comes from. I think people expect Kelce. He's been a target hog anyways, and it's just going to be even more. With the other weapons that they now do not have. And I know Sammy obviously is going to get a bunch more too, but yeah, I think that's what it's from. And here's the thing. I think, I'm the guy that picks him in your leagues, right? And I think in a league with that type of scoring, where the premium is just is significant for tight ends, I'm a lot more okay with it. In a standard PPR league, though, it's pretty high.
We've been waiting years for Chris Conley. He finally leaves. Not only does he go to Jacksonville, now there's ridiculous amounts of targets open in the Chiefs, we assume, because for some reason, no one said a word about Tyreek yet. I was thinking about this the other day. We're talking all of this stuff about just being ready for Tyreek not to be here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's a given that he's not going to be there. Like, if the Chiefs were going to cut him, they probably would have done it already, right? Like,
well, from what I heard, yeah. I mean, I think what I heard that's different in this situation than from the Kareem Hunt thing is that Hunt lied to them. Hill apparently has been
convenient.
It does sound convenient. You're right, but that to me is or that's what I've heard, that Hunt lied to the team and that's why they cut him.
That is the reason they gave. Yeah,
Hill, while he hasn't while he may have done this awful thing, hasn't lied to the team yet, so they're letting the process play out. Eric Flynn in the hey guys in the chat, by the way, it's good to see you guys all chatting it up over there. Appreciate you being here. Eric Flynn says the silence is deafening in KC. What do you think about that?
I don't know what the HE double hockey sticks they're doing. Look, I still feel like the saying they let go of Hunt because he lied was just convenient timing. That video came out and then they came up with a reason. Like chances are they knew and then hoped to get away with it
Mm-hmm.
and then saw they couldn't. This is ridiculous. And then they trade for Frank Clark, who has domestic violence past, but I guess it was in college, so nobody cares. I guess is what it comes down to, and they just sort of got away with it. Clearly you don't have to be a good person to play in the NFL. That's
No.
not really
Right.
But let's not pretend that it matters one moment and then just sort of ignore it the next two. I mean, unless what they said is actually true, they don't give a shit that Kareem Hunt beat up a woman. It's just that he lied to them about it.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, that's still kind of awful. I mean, I guess we can't assume rational coaching, and we can't assume people wanting people to be good people.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, that situation has to be frustrating for the organization and the fans of the organization, to have multiple players doing these things, but I mean, you're absolutely right. You don't have to be a good human being to play in the league. Okay. Every team does it. Every single one. I mean, you can look through rosters and find a player with a shady past on every single roster in the league. I think there's some teams that do that more, that don't really care if they can help the team on the field or in the locker room, then they're going to try to bring them in. The Chiefs have now they've drafted these guys. So, and they didn't have, I mean, Hill did. I don't know that Hunt had a history prior to them drafting him. I'm not really sure on that. So. But Hill did. I mean, he obviously, there was a pretty severe incident in college there. So, but this is way over our pay grade. I mean, making those decisions and, I mean, it is what it is. But it's interesting. It is interesting that they react one way to one player and one situation, and then you have another situation on the same team, less than a year later, and now it's being handled a completely different way. So it's perplexing. I don't really know what's going on.
All right. So we're going to move away from this bad stuff. And Frankie in the chat wants to know what your favorite food is.
Pizza, hands down.
Hands down, right?
It's not even close.
Easy. What's your favorite topping?
Pepperoni.
Yeah. I can never choose between pepperoni or sausage. I go both.
I like both too. But pepperoni, if I can only have one, it's pepperoni.
Yeah, it's a mood thing between the two of them. But yeah, I think it's pepperoni more than sausage then. Let's see. Are you a veggie on your pizza kind of guy?
No.
None?
Not you. I mean, I can do green peppers, but I don't normally.
Yeah, see, sausage, peppers, and onions is a great pizza.
You'll never find an onion anywhere near a plate that I am eating off of.
Yeah,
unless it's cooked into something that I don't.
You're not even an onion ring guy?
No. Nope. I don't do onions.
You fry anything and I'll eat it.
I don't need onions to make me cry. I cry like just spontaneously.
It's cutting onions, not just eating them. Is that why you've been avoiding onions for all these years? You had that old wives' tale wrong? That's not an old wives' tale because you legitimately do cry when you cut them. But see, it's funny. Like I used to dislike onions. I used to dislike a lot of things. But what I do is I try and go out of my way every year to like taste things I thought I disliked. Mm-hmm. I eat so many more things now because I didn't stay stubborn to disliking things.
Yeah, I do.
In your horizons, Brian.
Hey, I really do try to do the same thing, but onions are not on that list.
All right. Josh Jacobs or Kerryon Johnson? From Jake.
Oh, I want carry on long term. I think Jacobs might outscore him this year, but I think carry on long term.
Yeah, value wise, right now, I want carry on over Jacobs. Like I think Superflex carry on is in between the 101 and 102. Like, less than Kyler, more than Jacobs.
Mhm.
Long term, I like the offense for Jacobs better in that I'm more hopeful that Gruden would give his running back more work than Patricia will let his running back get work.
Mhm.
But I think I like Carry On better as a player, so I would go with Carry On.
Yeah.
But honestly, it would be a very small argument to make me flip the other way. So probably close enough.
Yeah, I think it's close. I mean, I think it's close, especially based on current values and just, the different thought patterns on those two guys. Yeah, it's pretty close. I think I would just prefer carry on long term, I think. So that's a good one. That was a good thought provoking one.
Yes, Jake Anderson, thank you.
Yes.
We had a very boring week in the trade addicts leagues. One trade. One trade.
One trade.
Do better, everybody. I guess that means us too.
Yeah. since
We
we're
should get
in
going in
since
7.
we're in them all, I mean, it's yeah.
We need to get going in 7. I've never co-owned a team, so it's a little tough, but we need to just I'm just going to start throwing shit out and tell you about it afterwards.
Okay.
We'll
Just
figure it out.
be careful.
I'm not going to trade your Bay
Okay.
and Bay Jr. Don't worry,
Yeah.
unless
If
someone really wants to pay for it.
yeah.
So trade addicts leagues, 12 teams, super flex, PPR, tight end premium, 0.05 points for return yards. We have straight up Miles Sanders for Darius Geis.
Wow.
This, yeah. Let's start from the beginning. We know clearly how you feel about Miles Sanders.
Yeah. Yeah.
Darius Geis.
Yeah.
He the real deal still?
Yeah. I think I honestly think I'd take Geis. I love Miles. I mean, I think he's a super talented player. Here's the problem with Geis is that the situation isn't the greatest currently, and the knee is questionable because of the setbacks and stuff. I think talent wise, coming out of school, I mean, if you look at these two guys like entering the league to get at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Geis doesn't have the knee, and obviously it's kind of stupid doing this, I guess, because he has injured the knee and he's had the surgery and the setbacks and all that stuff. But talent wise, coming out of school, Geis easy, and I love Miles. I mean, I really do. I mean, but I mean, Darius Geis was. I mean, he'd have been 1-1 last year. He'd have been 101 this year. If we weren't talking about Saquon. So to me, talent wise, I still believe in Geis. It's just how confident are you that he can come back from the injury and be the same guy? And is that situation such a bad one in Washington that it's going to limit his upside, at least in the short term?
I think I am less worried about the rest of the people in the backfield than a lot of the community is. Adrian Peterson, I mean, throw out everything anyone ever says about running backs, age, or anything when it comes to Adrian Peterson. The dude is clearly not human. So whatever, that doesn't matter. So the dude's probably going to run for 1,500 yards someday in the near future, in 6 years, for his age 40 season. But still, yeah, I'm not. I just I don't. I said it last year that I'm not gonna. I don't buy into Adrian Peterson. Every week he'll put up 150 yards, and I'll say, okay, that was it. That's the last week. He's gonna fall off now. I don't buy it, and I'm still sticking to that. I don't buy it. Chris Thompson is great in theory. He'll be great for a game and a half, get injured, come back 4 weeks later, be great for 3/4 of a game, get hurt, come back a game later. maybe it caps his upside the same way Gio caps Mixon to me. Like I'm not that worried about Chris Thompson. Bryce Love is, I mean, I don't think he's a problem this year. He got hurt pretty late last year, so I don't think he'll be an issue. So I
Yeah.
mean, Geis has help. You can't have one person in a backfield. Like that's what it comes down to. Like everyone's worried about Kerryon Johnson because they brought in CJ Anderson. Well, of course they're going to bring in someone. They need someone else to run the ball. Kerryon Johnson can't get 350 carries. It's just not humanly. But we see what happens to Todd Gurley when he gets 350 touches. It's not good for people. It's so I'm not worried about any of it back there. So yeah, short story way too long. I also take Geis over Sanders, but completely understand because there is, especially in the short term, a little worry about Geis. And yeah, so whatever. I'm fine with this. Do you have ADP pulled up?
I do.
All right, I'm going to talk. You find this while I talk.
Yep.
I put this into the DLF trade analyzer just to see what it said. It had Miles Sanders at 339 and Darius Geis at 434. And it actually gives you like pieces to put in to make it an even trade. And that is the difference of a middle second. So like the 205, 206 would make this even.
Yes.
Honestly, like I could see with the Miles Sanders craze that's going on with people, if they actually think that he's going to be a workhorse in Philly, I could see that second being added to either side and not having a problem with it. So I guess that means I am fine with this happening straight up, but I still prefer Geis.
Yeah. So Geis is 36. This is May. He's 36th overall, and Sanders is 50 overall.
Wow.
So so Geis was 36, Sanders 50. Here's the other thing that's interesting about this. Geis is actually younger than Sanders.
I didn't realize how young Geis was.
Yeah, he doesn't turn 22. Well, he turns 22 in 3 weeks.
Oh, happy almost birthday, Darius, Geis.
Yeah, and Sanders is 22. Looks like he turned 22 beginning of May. So he's not that much older, but he is older. So that's interesting too.
So and they're technically both coming in as rookies because
Right.
Geis never really got to play.
Right.
Okay, that's enough of talking about that. Let's move on to a listener question. Erase. Matthew Jubinville in the chat. What up, people in the chat? As our boy J Mike says, it is lit tonight. I wish it was as cool as J Mike. Hi, J Mike. He wants to know. Well, I'm the Gurley owner. Should I trade away CMC and Galladay for Saquon, Henderson, and Isabella?
Okay, hold on. I gotta write this down. This is the Saquon. This is a Saquon trade, so I have to write this down.
If you had the show sheet open, you'd be able to just look at it.
Oh, well, I do have the show sheet open. I didn't know you put it in there, so my bad. Okay, so should I trade McCaffrey and Galladay? Yes, absolutely. Not even close.
Okay.
Well, I mean, value-wise, it's close, but for me personally, no.
Like for CMC and Saquon, I get that Saquon goes above Christian McCaffrey, but I'm pretty sure they're 1 and 2.
Okay.
1 and 3. So I mean, that's pretty much dealer's choice. I mean, are you trading Galladay for Henderson and Isabella?
Sure, why not? To get Saquon Barkley? Yeah, probably. I probably am. I'm admittedly biased.
Well, yes, you are admittedly biased, and I appreciate that you are actually willing to just put that out there.
But I mean, essentially, you're looking. I mean, if you here's the thing. If you're looking at this from a like the player, would I trade the player Galladay for the players Henderson and Isabella? I mean, it's like I don't know. Okay, but when you're talking about value, would I trade Galladay for a late first and an early second? I mean, probably not.
Not at all.
Probably not.
Not at all. Just
unless I'm getting Saquon Barkley back in the team. Yeah, maybe I'm
yeah. No,
biased.
I mean,
Maybe
honestly,
I'm just
like, if
biased on this one.
let's put this okay. Let's put context because putting that he's the girly and the owner only in there, he wants context. If you think Henderson is going to replace Gurley or at least be the second running spellback, whatever you want to call him, in that offense, and you want to lock down that Rams running back position, which I don't necessarily like doing, but if that's something you're into doing, yes. If you feel safe saying, I now have Saquon Barkley and the Rams backfield, and you get Andy Isabella out of it, that's fine. It fits what you're doing if that's how you feel. I personally wouldn't do that. I would rather have Christian McCaffrey and Galladay, who at best can be a low end wide receiver one. Or I mean, I don't think we're putting him that much higher, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I would rather have the individual value as opposed to the stacking backfield value. But again, CMC and Saquon to me are whatever makes you happy, and we know what makes Brian happy.
Exactly.
Moving on. All right, let's take a Twitter question.
Yeah.
Let's do the at Monger Lumber. Amari for Cooks and a third.
So the value is definitely on the Cooper side, based on the new ADP that we have.
Oh yeah.
I will go on record as saying that I believe Brandon Cooks is one of the most underrated dynasty assets out there. Period.
Yeah, I wanted you.
Hate Brandon Cooks, and I
put this on here on purpose.
I do not get it. All the dude does is put up 1,000. I just called 1,000-yard season a 1,000-yard season.
You did, and
that's how messed up I am today. I mean, all he does is get over 1,000 yards and like half a dozen touchdowns every year. I mean, I just don't. People talk about how inconsistent he is, game to game. I mean, I understand that a little bit, especially earlier on. I don't think he was as bad this past year as he was maybe with the Saints, with the Patriots. They just committed to him long term too. So I think Brandon Cooks is severely underrated. And I'm trying to buy him everywhere I can because right now his price isn't typically too bad. I mean, you can get him in deals. So I'm trying to get him everywhere I can.
Yeah, unfortunately for you, Trade Addicts leagues, I have him in a lot of them.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, come and get him. The DLF Trade Analyzer has it as a difference of a early-ish second.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's probably right. But I'm with you. It also shows you the 2018 stats. Where is it? Amari had 15.3 points per game, and Cooks had 17.2. Now both of them have half a season of things that are different.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper changed teams, and everyone's going to say that Kupp makes a difference for Cooks, even though the offense in general did better when Kupp was on the field.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, value-wise, you should do what you got to do. I feel like if you're the Cooper owner, you probably should have gotten more, but I mean, we clearly both don't hate the idea of getting Cooks.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, the value I think is on the Cooper side, but I mean, I don't really think it's a bad trade either way. I do think Brandon Cooks is severely underrated.
Okay, well, I was trying to say speaking.
That's
transition. Go.
That is definitely a tough. These guys in the chat are hilarious. Cooks or Godwin.
I don't think you talked about Godwin enough on the last open bar. I think we need to talk about it for another 2 hours.
That's well done, Larry. That's excellent.
I got the very honorable Larry Monkey follow today. I've been talking to this dude for like a year and a half. He just followed me for today. So
Nice.
I feel honored. Thank you,
Nice.
Larry.
Yeah, Larry's the man.
All right, so Cooks or Godwin? You
That's
have
not
to
where
say
I was
Cook.
going. Okay, I
Say
would take
Cook.
Cooks. Yeah, it's absolutely.
I was
Cooks.
about to say I will reach
absolutely
through this screen and slap you
No.
somehow if the homerism went to you.
No. It's absolutely Cooks, and it's not really close. I mean, it's
No.
that's not really close.
I mean, clearly he's just messing with you, but we need to talk about
Yeah,
it.
sure. No, what I was going to say is it's interesting. I mean, a lot of the times anytime a Rams wide receiver is brought up on Twitter, or in discussion, it's like it ends up becoming a discussion of all three of the guys, right? Because they're all playable. I mean, they're all good too. It's not like they're, just like, oh, we can put them in your flex spot. No, I mean, these guys are like can all be like the wide receiver 2 on your team if they need to be. You know what I'm saying? And it's very rare that you have multiple wide receivers in an offense that you could say that about, let alone 3 wide receivers that you could say that about. And I think a lot of people feel like, well, if they can all be wide receiver 2s, then why wouldn't you just take the cheapest of the bunch, right? And if we're looking at ADP, I think it's Robert Woods right now. I like all 3 of those guys. I don't have a problem. I have multiple teams where I have 2 of the 3 on my team, and I don't care. Like it's like whatever. I'll play them both. They're, those 3 guys are really good, all 3 of them. So it'll be interesting to see how Kupp comes back off of the ACL. Because that's, I mean, that's ACLs are nasty sometimes. Medical,
yeah,
right?
And we wish it happened early. Weird to say, I wish it happened earlier.
Yeah, it's like not week 9 or 10 or whatever. So,
buttons. Sorry, someone on Twitter needs a link, and I was giving it to him because we need more people. Okay, well, while you're here, while there's people in the chat, hopefully there's people in the chat that are not Patreon members, because if you are sitting here, you like watching us talk, you like being able to be in the chat while we're talking, to have you interact with us, become a Patreon member, patreon.com/tradeaddictspod. For the $2 and up, you get access to the YouTube link. And you can hop in here while we record. And if I remember to open the chat and actually look at it, maybe we'll answer something you say. $5 and up, you get access to the group meet chat, which we call the Cool Kids Club, which is effing
it's awesome.
Like
it really is awesome.
Because like the thing is, like, I had a busy as hell weekend, and I look at my phone and it's like 99 plus messages. I'm just like, well, Mark is red. They're good without me.
Yeah, it's a very active chat. A lot of good guys in there, a lot of knowledgeable guys in there. And we get some really good discussions going on.
So appreciate you all.
Yes, for sure.
And we are willing to appreciate more people if you wanted to jump in there. Just saying.
Yeah, come join us.
Just saying. More the merrier.
That's right.
Okay, let's bring back floater, sinker, pinch.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it's been a while.
At Kippert11, Michael Gallup, Traquan Smith, Christian Kirk. Now,
piece
again,
of cake.
For people at
people
at the, let me talk.
Piece of cake. All right, I'll let you
have a piece of cake for me.
Go ahead.
You said no. I didn't think so. All right. So floater, you float away that trade. Sinker, dropping them because it sinks. Pinch, you're holding on. I got to do the hands when I say that. So floater, sinker, pinch. Brian, I almost said Michael because that's the first name I was about to say. Michael Gallup, Traquan Smith, Christian Kirk.
Yeah, this one's easy for me. Floater is Christian Kirk. Sinker is Traquan Smith, and pinch is Michael Gallup.
Well, we know you're big into Michael Gallup right now, but I think that might be the right answer because I think Kirk has the highest trade value. Traquan, I need someone to tell me what to do with Traquan Smith. I ask anytime there's anybody that's, hey, we need questions for our mailbag for our show, tell me what to do with Traquan Smith. Is he good? Will he be something? And I maybe like he should. He gives me that 30-point game, and I'm just like, yeah, I got him everywhere, and then literally got 0 targets a game later. It's like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough call, and you just don't know too. I mean, all of the same things that we say about Michael Thomas and his value, just in terms of Drew Brees being there and what they're going to do with that offense moving forward. I mean, I can't imagine Drew Brees is going to be around more than another year.
He has 3. No, he's through 2021 on his contract.
Is he really? That's ridiculous. Or is he really?
I mean, not
He's going to play
not
till
to
he's like
say
43.
If
Wow.
they
I mean,
run
he is
that well, why not?
yeah,
They have a great offensive line.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Oh man, in the chat, you see that line?
Yeah, boy, I don't know.
Raekwon's the next Galladay.
Yeah. Whew. I don't know if I like that or not.
I mean, I like the idea of Traquan. I would have liked him a little better if they didn't get a tight end.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he's the bit more of the possession guy that goes underneath what Michael Thomas does, and that's also sort of what Jared Cook is. Though I love me some Jared Cook, so I don't know how to feel. I'm gonna let's put it this way: I can't really trade him away. That's why he's the sinker in this one. Like I can't get a early second for him, and that's towards the end. That's what he was getting drafted at last year.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready. It's not enough has happened to make me want to take that loss. So I'm sitting there with him on almost every single roster.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. I think that's accurate. I don't think he's a guy that you can really move right now. You're not going to get what you would need to get to move him, right? Because of the upside of those 30-point games that we've seen. So yeah. And I love Christian Kirk for the record too. I mean, we've talked about him several times too. It's the same reasoning. I just think he's the one that has the most trade value currently. So, and I am pretty high on Michael Gallup, probably higher than most, which is why I'd hold.
Yeah. Okay. So that's I have the same answer as you, but let's move on to one of my trades that I have offered. So we'll see how you think about it. Is if I should just revoke it or, hope he accepts it because you think it's good on my side.
I'm excited.
12-team Superflex PPR tight end premium best ball.
Ooh. Okay.
Christian Kirk and Chris Herndon for Dallas Goedert and the 2019 109.
I'm taking I'm taking the 109 and Goddard.
And that's what I'm hoping to get.
Yeah. I think
is it off? Like, do I need to add?
I probably would. Yeah. I mean, if you're serious about getting those pieces, I probably would add to it. Herndon, to me, I don't know. I'm not big on Herndon. I think that window has passed for really capitalizing on him. I just don't see. I just don't see it with him, and I think Kirk. So the Kirk one is this is tight end premium, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really. Now, remember, we've talked about Goddard before. Okay. I don't think this is real close. I don't think it's real close because if I'm looking at the pieces, I think I'm okay with Kirk and the 109. If anything, I'd think Kirk, you could even bump him up a few spots. If you really like, if you like Kirk, I think you could bump him up there into the middle range, like 106, 107, somewhere in there. If you really like him, which I do like him a lot.
So you're taking Kirk over the tight ends in tight end premium?
No, probably not.
All right, so that drops already to 7.
Right. And honestly, when I'm thinking about the guys that are probably around there because the tight ends have gone, it's close. I mean, it's real close. Like what I like AJ Brown. I mean, that's
Well, no, that
close.
actually drops. Okay, so we have Kyler, Jacobs, Harry, Haskins, Montgomery, Sanders, the two tight ends. You're at
Mhm.
109. And now
Yeah.
you're saying there's other people you would want,
Well, there's other people
you
that
would
are
consider.
that I'd consider. Right. So okay. So let's, for the sake of this discussion, let's just say Kirk and the 109 are even. I mean,
Herndon and
Hearn
Goddard are not even.
not close to me. No.
Okay.
No, I mean Goddard in a backup role essentially last year had as much value as Herndon. And we all know we know what's probably going to happen with Zach Ertz.
But Herndon also came out at the end of the year, so it's not super fair.
Yeah. I just think if you're going out, I mean, and look, here's the other. I know that he's your guy. I mean, I know Goddard is one of your guys. So,
Especially because this is a very big rebuild. So I want to be able to get him Goddard now and hold him for 2 years until he breaks
yeah,
out.
yeah. So, I mean, see what happens. See what they say.
Yeah.
And if they reject it though, I would come back pretty strong. I think.
Yeah, I'll try again. That's hopefully he's not listening. That's a lie. Listen anyway. Hey.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on. Dave Ogden, what's your values on Tariq Cohen?
So David Montgomery coming in there definitely Cohen definitely takes a hit. I think. Not that Montgomery is a receiving threat per se. I'm not worried about that part of it. I just think they're going to be committed to running the football. And when they run the football, it's not going to be Cohen that's running the football. I'd still probably pay a late first, early second for
Early
him.
second, definitely.
It would depend who was on the board.
Cohen was very mid first before the draft, at least.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, he's definitely dropped a couple of spots. I don't know necessarily. Like PPR clearly will bump his value a bit,
Mm-hmm.
but honestly, I don't think I'm super buying him right now. If I can get anything with a 1 in front of it, I think I'm doing it. If I can get a 2020 first, I think I do that easy, assuming you don't need the production this year. Uh, yeah, not I. It's not that I'm not a fan of Cohen. I'm not a fan of what they did to that backfield for Cohen.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you're probably going to see him split out more. I think he's going to be used differently than he was last year. So I think that's going to hurt his stats because he's not going to get in the backfield as much.
Yeah. Well, what do you think are you concerned at all about what that does to the wide receiver numbers there? If they're gonna
I
if
think,
they end up putting Cohen out wide or in the slot or something like that.
I mean, Taylor Gabriel was a thing last year. I don't think Taylor Gabriel needs to be a thing.
Right.
I would rather have Tariq Cohen with the ball in his hands than Taylor Gabriel. So to me, I could just switch that out. I'm fine with that. And hopefully the targets that A-Rob and Miller were getting just become better. Please, Mahomes, and not Mahomes, Trubisky, Mitchell, that's the words. Yeah. Throw near them. I mean, A-Rob is a big dude. He can just reach and catch the ball. Just within 3 to 5 feet, please. Okay, that's enough about that. At Mr. _ low AHS, Michael Thomas for Darius Geis, the 208, the 212, and a supposedly late 2021. That's not
Michael
close for Michael
No,
Thomas.
Michael
Right?
Thomas, not close. Yep.
Yeah, I just, he asked, so I wanted to say it out there. That's super Michael Thomas.
Yeah, for sure.
To me, the 208 and the 212 don't even rate in this trade. So it's Darius Geis for a late first for Michael Thomas, and no.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Don't get that. This is the opposite of a rebuilding move because you're trading away a young wide receiver for a running back and a first anyway. So I see no narrative that would add to the Geis side.
Mm-hmm.
So the end.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I agree 100%. So.
Well, okay. let's pretend we didn't do that. What's a reasonable projection for Montgomery to produce this year from Eddie Roselle in the chat?
Um. Hmm.
Okay. Do you think Mike Davis is going to be a thing?
No, not at all.
Now I
Not
know
not at all.
something. I know something about former Seahawks running backs going other places.
Yeah.
It's always nice for a little bit and then kaput. Now
Mm-hmm.
this guy, people forget, was in 6 places before he made it to the Seahawks.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know why all of a sudden everyone thinks he's a thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, just not going to be a thing. He'll get in there, he'll get the ball because they paid him, but I don't think he's taking away anything. Because again, Cohen's not running up the middle. Montgomery's going to need to breathe, and they're still going to need to run the ball up the middle. And
Yeah.
Mike Davis is decent at catching the ball. So if Cohen is supposed to be in the backfield and he needs to breathe, even though Montgomery is good at catching the ball, that means they can still play Mike Davis. J Mike in the chat, sup boy. Over under 250 carries for David Montgomery. That's
I
where Jordan
see.
Howard was last year.
Yeah. So I guess so. I was just looking at that too. I don't know that he gets 250 carries, but I think he can produce the same stat line. I mean, if he gets 225 carries, I think he can still be up around 900 yards and 7, 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, plus he'll do more with the targets he'll get. Because the Bears were still targeting Jordan Howard a bit.
Mm-hmm. Get 20
Until
catches.
Jordan Howard did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So,
Montgomery will be able to get more and do more with them.
mm-hmm.
So I definitely, easily Montgomery over Jordan Howard,
Mm-hmm.
even with Mike Davis still back there.
Yeah.
So okay with that. Eric Flynn, will the new Green Bay coaching staff use Aaron Jones like we all thought he should, or does Dexter Williams become their guy? In the middle of those two things, I think Dexter Williams is worth owning in every league, not necessarily because I'm the biggest believer in Dexter Williams. It's just they don't have a lot of depth there. And Aaron Jones and Jamal Williams like to sort of get hurt. This is an Aaron Jones podcast. I mean, the only thing that would make it better, more of an Aaron Jones podcast is if we had the FF statistics guys on here.
Right.
So should they use Aaron Jones like that? Yeah. Will they? I mean, probably not. If we want to believe coach speak, then LaFleur already came out saying it's going to be a committee. But the truth is, he's just so much better than words. He's just so much better player than Jamal Williams. And Aaron Rodgers is asking for Aaron Jones to be on the field, and he no longer has a grumpy head coach arguing with him because he's the offensive coordinator, right? Aaron Rodgers. I mean, LaFleur's just in there as a figurehead kind of thing.
Right.
So, I mean, I want to believe Aaron Jones is going to be a thing because I love me some Aaron Jones. But I think Dexter Williams, it's a little intriguing to think of because he's the first running back that regime drafted, but there wasn't a lot of capital in him. I don't even remember when he was drafted, and he's not that great of a prospect, but just again, I think he'll have a chance to play. Assuming he makes the team, he'll have a chance to play.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I it's hard to tell. I mean, will the coaching staff use Jones, the way that everybody hopes so? I don't know. I mean, last year in Tennessee, he didn't use Derrick Henry the way he probably should have used Derrick Henry either. It was
True.
Dion Lewis early on, and they were committed to a shared backfield or to a split backfield. So I think that's how it's going to start in Green Bay this year. And if it does, it might actually be a buying opportunity. If you believe in one of those guys more so than another. But hopefully eventually they'll listen to Aaron Rodgers and they'll get Jones on the field in that role. I mean, he excelled in that role last year too. Yeah, he did get hurt. He got hurt, and that's the only thing that kept him down last year because he finally broke out. And he looked. I mean, he was awesome in the games that he started and where they committed to using him. So I think he's talented enough to be the guy. Can he make it through a season without getting hurt? I don't know. That's the question, I guess. That and the usage.
And without marijuana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he helps old ladies. But he helps old ladies cross the street, so that should cancel out.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah. Okay. We'll put that in the new CBA.
Okay.
In the Cool Kids Club, Dufresne asked Robert Woods for Aaron Jones thoughts. He got offered Woods for Jones.
I think. I mean, ooh.
He's solid at wide receiver. He's okay at running back. But he's a smart man, so he's not too worried about team structure this early in the year.
I would say. So here's the thing. Robert Woods is going to be more reliable, I think. I think
that.
Yeah. So let's go Robert Woods. I would have a hard time doing that. I mean, I would have a hard time doing that because I love Aaron Jones, but I think if you are risk averse at all, I think Woods is the safe play. And even if Jones gets the job, sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No, that's cool.
Even if Jones gets the job eventually, I think. Do you need me to crack a beer?
All right, sorry, go.
No, I think if Jones does get the job eventually, even if he does, it's not like Woods is going to be so much worse, or Jones is going to, Jones is scoring 30 a week and Woods scores 2 a week. It's not going to be anything like that. Will he get 3 or 4 more points a week? I guess that's possible, but I bet Woods outscores him some weeks anyways. So I think Woods is the safer play there.
Oh, he has a counter already. The guy also sent Thielen for Aaron Jones in the third.
I would take Thielen in that one.
All right, so Thielen clearly over Woods for you.
God, man,
and that's kind of what that means. The viewers quickly were willing to take.
Yeah. No, I think I take either of those deals. If you're the Aaron Jones owner, I think I take either of those deals.
I mean, to me, it's just that we don't know Aaron Jones has the full-time job. We know what Thielen and Woods are. That's not going to change next year. So, I remember last offseason you telling me that Aaron Jones had first-round startup potential.
I thought he did.
In my mind. He does. He still does.
Yeah, I still think he does if he gets the usage.
Right, but still, that's still just potential, and I think I'd be okay missing out on that potential for Robert Woods or Adam Thielen, who we have seen produce wide receiver one. Did Woods have a wide receiver one season? I don't remember what he finished as.
I think he finished 10th. I think he finished 10th.
Yeah,
in the trade Addicts league.
Yeah, so for that stability, like you said, I think I would be willing to do that.
Yeah. So let's jump real quick to another. They're talking in the chat here about Derrick Henry. You have any strong thoughts either way?
Why?
Sorry.
This is ridiculous. I want to be able to give up on Derrick Henry. That's all I ask. I want to be able to just be like, no, I'm done. And I remember towards the end of last season, Ryan McDowell tweets out, who's one person you'll never have on your fantasy roster? And I put down Derrick Henry. I said, I'm done. and then he stiff armed 3 people into oblivion. And it's just, and then LaFleur started using him like he should have been used. And it's just like, I'm in love all over again. And I need to be honest, I bought him at least once this offseason. So I'm not ready to give up.
Yeah, different player after the talk with Eddie George.
I mean, I'd be a different person after talking to Eddie George for a bit.
I'm with you there. I mean, he's going to score double-digit touchdowns. There's no doubt in my mind. If he's not hurt, if he doesn't get hurt, he's going to score double-digit touchdowns. And I think it's likely he has a hell of a season. I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's possible that he can do the pace that he had over the last 4 games by any means. I'm not saying that. But
oh, no. The dude's not going to run for 200 yards and 6 touchdowns a game. It's just
right. I mean, he was averaging like 14.5 yards a carry or something in those couple games. Those are ridiculous. But and this is, and so in the chat, Lewis is I saw said that he am I the only one that hates Henry? And I think
you're definitely not the only one.
No, definitely not. And I think the argument that he's making in the chat is legit. 400 of his 1059. These are stats that Lewis is putting out here. So if those are incorrect, I apologize. Yeah. Sorry, Lewis. But came in 2 games. And he's right. He did. It did. Those also were the games that they committed to giving him the football. A ton. And where he, I mean, he looked in that Jacksonville game, he literally looked unstoppable. I don't think, I mean, if they gave it to him again, remember, he took himself out of the game so Dion Lewis could score a touchdown late in the game. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't by any means think he's taking the next step to the elite category of running backs in the league. But I also don't think that he's chump change 4 games in a cloud of dust and let's forget about him again. I think he's going to be a solid fantasy producer.
I mean, there's no reason to think he can't be a very strong RB2. And I don't think you should expect, I don't think anyone expects more out of him, at least any sane person. Oh, man. So I'm scrolling through Twitter to see if there's anything worthwhile talking about.
Always something on Twitter.
In Australia, home invasion victim fought back in his undies with a didgeridoo. And there's video of the dude running down the street with no shirt on and holding a didgeridoo in his hand.
Dingo's got my baby.
Yeah, never do that again. I almost didn't even wait for you to finish.
Hey, you eat those munchos, right?
What the hell are you talking about?
Munchos. The Muncho chips? Seriously, the chip brand called Munchos? Have you never seen those? Aren't they like bugle chips, kind of? Munchos? They used to have a commercial where a kangaroo came on there.
If it wasn't just me and you, I would mute you.
Munchos, right?
I want you to know that.
If you ever mute me, I don't know what will happen. I'll probably just keep
absolutely
talking.
Nothing's going to happen. Did you get a SFB invite?
I did. I was fired up. So it was crazy.
Literally jumped out of my chair.
Yeah, same. I was so excited. I was blown away. I mean, again, same feeling that I got last year, which was the first year that I was involved.
Same. And the same thing happened this year as last year. I was looking around for a human being to tell it to that would actually understand. Yeah. And there is literally no one I see in person or talk to not on Twitter that would understand this. Like, I just want to be able to shake someone and be like, I got into Scott Fishbowl, and then to be like, I know what that is, and that is very cool. Like, I don't need them to be as excited as I am, because they don't necessarily will be. They won't be. But like, so for someone to be like, oh, man.
Yeah, no, definitely. Same way. And for me, it was bad too, because I was actually at Hershey Park all day Saturday, so I wasn't paying attention to my phone for once. And don't let my wife see this episode, because she'll probably give me so much.
Has she listened to any of them?
I don't think. Like 30 seconds in the car or something. My daughter likes it though. She's like, "Hey, daddy." She can hear my voice. So I don't know. Anyways,
My kids would probably tell me to stop talking.
um, but yeah, so I didn't have my phone on me, so I didn't get it until like I don't know, 7 hours or something after it was sent. So my phone, I saw it when I got back to the car, and I was elated. It's a great feeling getting that email for sure.
Yeah, it's great. I was in one of the group DMs or whatever you want to call them, and someone's like, "Oh, SFB invites went out," and I'm like, "Oh man, oh man, oh man! I hope I get in. I hope I get in." And then literally, bing! Like that suspense didn't take long. All right, nice, yay!
Jay's down here in the chat talking about accents and trying to get me to do one of my daughter with an Australian accent. I don't know if I can do that one.
Now you have to try.
Oh gosh, I don't even know, what would she say.
Well, she would
probably
not say a dingo ate my baby.
no. I started going into it there. Did you hear that? I was like, no. God, I don't even know what she would say. She'd probably do like a Disney movie. And see, now that the pressure's on, I'm not going to do it right. It's going to sound stupid.
Oh, and I watched Moana today, by the way, and now I just think of you when I watch Moana.
Is it the first time you've watched it? Is that the first time you've watched it? That's a stupid question, right?
Okay. That is a stupid question.
You just think of me when
now because yes, you said Kooky Dukes last week.
Kooky Dukes, yeah,
and you've been singing "You're Welcome" every once in a while.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Someone in the chat, please F and ask us questions so we stop talking about this stuff.
Yeah, it was. That's awesome. I'll figure it out one of these days, Jay. I'm not gonna do it right now, but I'll figure it out one.
Please don't.
So send me a trade.
Oh,
a live show trade. Let's do it.
Pick a
Why
league.
the hell not? Pick a league.
Let's do 5 because there's been like 2 trades in that entire league.
Okay. Let me look. Pulling that up. I can't talk tonight unless I'm doing accents, apparently. Rosters.
No, you got Michael Gallup in here.
Yeah. They got Nick Chubb in here too. Woohoo! You want Jet?
You got your guys. I have enough Jet already.
I did.
I got guys in this league.
Yeah, I definitely went after my guys in this league. Yep.
All right, real quick. J Mike threw up a trade in the chat. Sega, Mecole, and a 2021 for Julio. If I'm competing, I do
win
that.
Now. Yeah. If you're competing, it's Julio.
Easily. I love Sega, not for this year. I don't. I own 2 Mecole shares. They are both in best ball leagues. I have 0 in otherwise. And if I think I'm winning and that's my 2021, that's the 112. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Right, hold on. Let's just keep it going. That next one that just came up.
Yep.
Oh, are you offering me a trade right now? J Mike, is that what's happening?
J Mike's getting in on the live trade action.
I guess I got to stick with that. If I think I have Julio though. Yeah. No, I picked Julio and I'm going to win. Bam. Take that.
So you just got Julio in that?
Yeah, I got Julio. Well, I got Julio recently.
Nice.
And he was offering that trade, but if he had Julio on his team and I had those guys, I feel like I would have to accept it at that point because that's what I just said.
Yeah.
Fusion Fantasy Football. I don't remember who that actually is. Sega and Gallup or Devontae Freeman.
I would take the receivers.
Yeah, honestly, Sega for Freeman is probably kind of close for me. Like a little on top, but not Gallup. Like, yeah, I would a third.
Freeman's tough because he's a guy that if I own him and I'm using him, I'm not. I mean, I that's the type of deal it would take to get him. I mean, it wouldn't take anything less than that for sure. But if I'm buying, I don't know that I'd pay that for him though either. If I'm buying him, you know what I'm saying? Did that make any sense at all?
I wasn't listening. I'm going to be honest. I was looking at trade stuff. This is a trading podcast.
It is. Okay, there's another one. So here's another one. Devontae Adams and a 2020 second for Melvin Gordon and Sammy Watkins. 14 team PPR Superflex. I want
That's
I
I
want
want Adams, but that's pretty
Adam.
on point.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, that value's there. If you're a Sammy believer and a Melvin Gordon believer, then you probably feel like you're getting the better end of the deal.
Yeah.
But I think I mean, I'm an Adams guy. You're now an Adams guy, which I love still.
I'm now an Adams guy. Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're both on the Adams side of that. But again, that's actually a super fair trade. I want Sammy to be a thing. I've been a Sammy fan from the beginning. So let's go, Sammy. All right, who are you going to trade me? Oh my God, you have Juju, you have Allen Robinson,
Yep.
you have Chubb, you have Connor. You literally you only have your Gallup,
Yep.
Deshaun.
All right.
We can't trade. We can't trade in the. Oh man, you have Evan Engram and Travis Kelce.
I do.
You want to give me Engram?
Premium. I don't know. Not really. You don't have bad tight ends. You have OJ Howard. You have Goddard.
Oh, you got a trade offer.
I do.
Check that chat.
Oh man. Hold on. I put the window down.
Sega for Tevin Coleman.
That
value.
J Mike, sit tight. Hang on. Sit tight.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I might do it. Just give me a sec. I gotta look at my running back situation there.
Do it.
Peer pressure. Jeez.
Oh, all day. No, you got Brandon Cooks and trade at 6 at least. And Traquan Smith. You got a lot of the people we're talking about today.
I do. Oh man. Give me a minute to think about it, J Mike.
Oh, you're the worst.
I am. No, Shane's the worst.
No. You're the worst. Don't talk about Shane like that.
It's a joke.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
No, it's not.
It's a compliment.
You're the worst.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What can I say except you're welcome?
Oh wow. That's impressive.
Awful. Yeah, I know. That's
no, I liked it. We should
All right,
go
now
karaokeing sometime.
I would absolutely go karaokeing, by the way. I'm all about making an ass of myself, and I cannot sing for the life of me.
Yes, I just have to have an adult beverage or two.
What do we think about Rashad Penny?
No.
Tell me what you think about Penny.
I do not. I am not a Penny guy at all.
Like,
I haven't
are
been
you a
since day one.
But like Chris Carson, like he gets nicked up pretty bad. Do we think that the opportunity itself isn't going to be enough?
Here's the thing. If Chris Carson is healthy, I'm taking Carson over Penny every day of the week.
Even though Penny was getting better as the year went on.
Yep. Draft capital be damned. It was a mistake.
Well, yeah, don't get me wrong.
Plain and simple.
Yes. And I want it to work out because I don't want to feel like it was a wasted pick more than I believe he's worth the wasted pick. But I don't know. Like I keep seeing him and like I don't know how to value him in trades. The only time he's another best ball guy for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said before, I don't really like stacking backfields, but best ball makes it a little bit better, especially in backfields like Seattle, where who the hell knows who it's going to be that day, but you know that one person is going to get a ton of work. So, yeah, but still, I don't know what to pay for him. It's so I don't even know. Did we talk about Curtis Samuel last week and how people are going crazy saying he's going to be the wide receiver one in the Panthers? Okay, we did.
I don't know if we talked about it, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Oh no, I think we talked about that on the Superflex Super Show.
Ah, yes.
That's crazy. Just putting it out there. Like, I love me some DJ Moore. I love Curtis Samuel. I think he's going to be a thing. I just don't think he's going to be the wide receiver one. A, Christian McCaffrey's the wide receiver one.
Yeah.
B, because you go A, B, and not A2. Yeah, DJ Moore over Curtis Samuel. Though I do love Curtis Samuel, and I think he's worth the late first you're going to have to pay for him. Like, I would probably take Curtis Samuel over. I don't know about Sega, but anyone after him. I'd take Samuel over Debo, over Isabella. I guess that's really that area of guys that would take him over.
I would definitely not take him over Debo.
Honestly, I'm staying away from San Francisco because I don't know what to do with it. To me, Pettis and Debo are whatever, and I'm watching. Yeah. Oh man, Eric Flynn on Twitter posted a GIF of Vance McDonald's stiff arm, and I'm watching it over.
It's amazing. Over. It's amazing. It's and it was my team, so I was going nuts. That play and the Derrick Henry run are like so nasty, so much fun to watch. He ended that guy's career too, didn't he? He ended his season.
He hurt his knee. That play, but I think he injured it later. But we're gonna say that yes, he injured. He put that guy on the IR because it's so much cooler sounding.
Yeah.
All right, put you on the spot.
Yeah.
FFB_Vern puts up a question for the Dynasty community. What wide receiver ones are you okay missing out on because you like or are excited about the wide receiver 2 on the same team? For example, passing on Keenan Allen because you like the potential of Mike Williams.
Absolutely not, for the record, on that one.
Yeah, I know, right?
So
honestly, I asked this because I know this question has put Bobby on tilt.
Yeah. So,
like, why draft Julio in the 2nd when you can draft Mohamed Sanu in the 18th? I'm just saying.
What?
I know. That's what Bobby said.
So here's the one. Okay. So the one that pops into my head, I think there's a couple that pop immediately into my head. Okay. Now we're not talking about wide receiver 1, like a top 12 wide receiver. We're talking about the wide receiver 1 on a team, right?
Correct.
Okay. So there's a couple that pop into my mind. One is Chicago, because I really don't know. And I love Allen Robinson.
What's the ADP between Robinson and
Miller?
You still have it up?
Robinson is 51 and Miller is
60 something.
Still going. Nope.
Really?
90.
Maybe Control F.
90.
Oh wow. Yeah, maybe I love me some Allen Robinson, but that might be worth it. That's a big difference. And I think Allen Robinson will get more targets. I think he will outproduce Miller, but I think they'll spread the ball around enough that I don't know if it'll make that big of a difference. That's what scares me more than anything, more than Trubisky's accuracy, the fact that he won't key in on or anyone. I think they'll spread the ball around a lot.
Yeah.
But I do have a ton of Allen Robinson shares and Anthony Miller shares, to be fair.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the other one, the Rams wide receivers, if you like one of those guys more than the other, like I look at them and I think Brandon Cooks as the wide receiver 1. So, and I prefer him to the other 2. But I know a lot of people don't feel the same way. So I think that's another one where if you like one of those other guys better, then you'll pay a lesser price to acquire Kupp or Woods than you would for Cooks. And then the other one for me that stands out is Tyler Boyd and AJ Green.
Love it. But though I do love me some AJ Green. Boyd
is 50, going 55th. And AJ Green is 32nd. And I would much rather, I think there's absolutely a legitimate chance that even if those two are both healthy, that Tyler Boyd is right there. He might not outscore him, but he'll be right there. So that's just those are the ones that immediately pop into my head.
Yeah, I love Tyler Boyd. Damn it, Aton. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, so I guess that's the end of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh crap! Out of questions.
So can we? This is something that. So we made that trade where I acquired Nick Chubb from you for the second time this offseason.
Truth.
In Trade Addicts 4, I believe, was the league that was our most recent trade.
Yes.
So I want to talk about Nick Chubb here for a minute, because I know. So looking at ADP, right? We just had the new Ryan McDowell ADP sneak peek, right? And Nick Chubb is going. I'm trying to count. I don't count good.
Dude, there's only 24 on the screen.
Well, yeah, but there's a tie. So 12, 13, 14, 15. So he's going 16th overall. Okay. Now, that's high. So I don't have a problem with the ADP right now. I'm so excited about Nick Chubb, though, as far as a prospect and a player goes. His situation, a lot of people are a little bit scared off, I think, because of Kareem Hunt being there. I'm not one of those people. I'm just not one of those people. I'm really excited about Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb, I've looked this up like 4 different times during podcasts, and I've never said it, whether it's been on our show or somebody else's show where I'm guesting. And I'm going to say it tonight because I've looked it up a bunch of times and I want to say it. So I was looking at so it's widely known, and you got to remember, I live 6 miles from a Big Ten school. Okay, it's widely known across college football that the Southeastern Conference is the best conference in college football, top to bottom. I mean, they're hands down year after year. They may have a year or two where they're a little bit down or something like that, but overall, the SEC is the best conference in college football. Nick Chubb is second all time in rushing yards in the SEC conference. Okay. Behind Herschel Walker, who's like one of the greatest running backs ever.
I've heard that name.
Yes. And the most amazing part about this is that he was hurt in the middle of October in his sophomore season. Okay. He had an amazing freshman year, and he was tearing it up in sorry, I'm looking shit up here. He was tearing it up in his sophomore year too, and then he tore his knee up against Tennessee in Knoxville in October. But the majority of that yardage came after he tore his knee up. I mean, it was a devastating knee injury too. It wasn't like, oh, he tore his ACL. It was like one of those look away injuries, like where his knee went a direction that you were like, that dude might not walk again. Like, it was disgusting. So he had his freshman year, he had 1,547 yards. And then through 6 games, he had 747 yards in his sophomore year. And then he ripped the knee up. In his junior and senior years, he had another 2,500 yards, basically rushing. So it's incredible to me that this guy is the second all time. And he did the majority of it after he ripped his knee up. So, and then and then we've talked before, he tore the combine apart. If it wasn't for Saquon Barkley, everybody had been talking about Nick Chubb. I mean, it was an incredible performance at the combine. And then when he got his chances to finally see action for the Browns last year, he was awesome. He was awesome. And I'm just really excited to watch him this year. I hate that he plays for the Cleveland Browns from a real football standpoint, because he's probably going to run over my team for the next several years. So, but he's not going to be facing stack boxes with the weapons that they have in the passing game and with the quarterback that they have behind center. I'm just pumped. I'm pumped about Nick Chubb, and I have him. I'm putting my money where my mouth is when it comes to Nick Chubb. That making sure I say his first name there when we're going through this.
Because you have not had your fill of Chubb.
So, but yeah, I'm really, really excited about him moving forward here. I own him in 3 of the 6 Trade Addicts leagues that I play in. And I own him in Cartoon Do-Gooders Alliance 1, which I'm in. I own him a lot of places. I'm trying to snatch him up. So if you're in a league with me and you have Nick Chubb, come see me.
And
because
he's willing to pay for him.
I'm willing to pay. Yeah, I mean our trade, Russ, I think was a I mean, I came after him, and I don't have a problem paying for guys I believe in. So yeah, if you have Nick Chubb in a league and you're in a league with me, send him my way. Send some offers because I'll probably snatch them up.
J Mike wants to know the hard line in ADP of where you'd be willing to trade straight up for Chubb. So let's just go up. Where's Chubb? David Johnson, Nick Chubb. If you're thinking this hard, then you really just
No,
think
but
Chubb is like perfectly
this
placed.
is out of I think I don't necessarily think he's I don't think he's out of place, except for I would rather have Nick Chubb than Joe Mixon.
Okay. What about the wide receivers? Nick Chubb or Mike Evans?
I'd probably pay Mike Evans for Nick Chubb.
You would pay Mike Evans. What about Juju?
Probably not, but I'm a homer.
Yeah. Michael Thomas or Devontae Adams?
No. Not straight up.
All right, so Mike Evans is sort of where we draw the line in the sand.
Yeah. And that one would be tough. I mean, I would hope that my team was pretty set at wide receiver.
Yeah, super team dependent right there. Why you would do that straight 1-for-1.
Right.
Okay, I got a trade offer for you.
Okay.
Allen Robinson for Sterling Shepard, Zay Jones, and a 2020 second.
No.
Third. Second was too much?
No, I'm just not enamored with the players. Or is this the league we were talking about? Is this 5?
No.
Oh.
Okay. So which side would you rather have?
Is this for me? Like, are you talking about sending this to me?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Allen Robinson for Sterling Shepard, Zay Jones, and a 2023rd.
No. I don't like I don't like those players.
Which players?
Zay Jones and Sterling Shepard.
Okay, well in Trade Addicts 2, you have Sterling Shepard and Zay Jones, and I have Allen Robinson.
Yeah. So if you want to send me Allen Robinson for those guys, I'll give them to you. That's a deal we can make right now.
With the second?
With the third.
I'd offer to throw a third in to make it that second, but I only have a fifth.
All right, hang on.
I will throw in Jaleel Scott.
Is that hold on.
What are you typing?
Isn't Jaleel Scott Steve Urkel? I'm just kidding.
It's Jaleel White.
I know.
I know that off the top of my head.
I had to look it up. I was like, damn it. I know his name's Jaleel, but I couldn't think what his last name was. No.
I was joking about the Jaleel Scott thing, by the way.
Okay. I'm looking right now.
Larry Fitzgerald. You're competing.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that.
Boom. Sent. So final deal. Larry Fitzgerald and Allen Robinson for Zay Jones, Sterling Shepard, and a 2020 second. High five.
High five. Good job. Yep, that's a good one. That's how our deals always come together, too. It's just like one of us thinks of something, and it's like, I'll add this. Okay. Then it comes together. Did Allen Robinson just blow his ACL out or something? Or are you tricking me here?
I'm not that smooth.
Okay.
Or that much of a dick, thank you.
Yeah. No, you're not. You're a nice guy. All right. It's accepted.
Woo! Cool beans. Talk about something for a second.
Talk about what?
Anything.
Something? Okay. What do we want to talk about? Well, we could talk IDP, except we don't do IDP, so we're not going to talk IDP.
I don't even know what that means. What does that stand for?
Uh, Independence. I don't know. I was trying to be creative.
All right. So the trade analyzer says you crushed me.
Did it really?
Um, no, that's it pretty much says that the side you gave me equals Allen Robinson. So you got Larry Fitz for free. But
Yeah,
I
but
would definitely
that 2022 though is only going to rise in value too, because that class is pretty deep.
yeah, but you're also going to win the championship, right? So that's going
I
to be the
hope so.
212.
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I'm not going to say I'm going to win the championship, but I mean, I hope that gives me a little boost. I was pretty close last year. I started the arms race in that league.
Yeah, no, the three of us were pretty close, and then Kareem
Yep.
Hunt just that killed me.
Yeah.
That was the start of my descent.
Yeah.
And no, J Mike, I'm not out on A Rob at all. I actually really like him. It's just why not?
What do you think about? Okay, so let's go back to ADP for a minute for the new June preview. What do you think about where like Dalvin Cook and James Conner, those running backs there in the middle of the second of startups? Like I would rather have Keenan Allen than both of those guys.
Well, that's
And
just because we're team wide receiver, but I think that's the right place for Cook. Probably the right place for Connor.
man, that's it seemed. I mean, I
a little
like James.
early.
Yeah, I like James Conner, but that's a little bit. I don't know. That might be a
Yeah, but
little
who are you
bit
going to take?
high.
But go after him. Like you're not taking Kelsey above him. You taking Cooper?
No,
You taking
I might
Dalvin or James Conner?
probably. I mean, if I knew Dow, I would probably take Cook, but it's close. It's really
All
close.
right, Diggs and Allen,
I'd
Diggs and
take
Keenan.
I'd take
So
both
both
of
wide
them
receiver.
over. Yep.
Patrick Mahomes, I'm not taking.
No.
I don't care if it's Patrick Mahomes, but I'm not taking a quarterback in the second effing
No.
round.
And AB,
I mean,
no.
no, I'm not going to bother saying AB to you. So, all right. Well, I mean, since we don't have the rest of June, hit up May and see who's around that. Where's he in May? Where's James Conner in May?
He is 14. Holy crap.
So he fell.
Yeah, so holy crap. So he was above Nick Chubb and David Johnson, Le'Veon Bell, Cook, Cooper, Kelsey.
Man, and nothing even really happened. Maybe the draft happened and they didn't pick someone up, so that's why he boosted a bit.
Man, I don't know. That's crazy. I mean, they picked up Snell, but that's not.
That doesn't count. He's a backup. I mean, sorry, J Mike, he's the backup.
Snell, yeah. Did you like that?
It was all right, I guess. I don't know. As long as J Mike liked it, that's all that really matters.
That's what I was talking to Jimmy. I wasn't talking to you.
Jerk. But like, yeah, nothing really happened with James Conner specifically. So yeah, I think that's the only thing that really could have happened, but then nothing happened to make him fall. ADP is weird, man. Anthony Miller in a 2021st for James Conner.
No,
I think I'd rather
not
James
close.
Conner.
Yeah.
Like unless you have a way of telling me that it's like the 101 to 104.
Yeah.
Ish.
Even then, I don't think. I mean, Connor is worth that by himself, right? Like,
Well,
easily.
No, he's worth well more than 104.
Right. But wouldn't you think he's worth I mean, he would be worth more than the 101, wouldn't he? Or no?
Yeah. Well, you think he has to be if he's the freaking
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of the rookies next year, even with how strong the class is, I don't know that they're coming into ADP in May. You know, unless it's an absolutely perfect situation, I can't see them coming in at 14 overall. I mean, hell,
you're getting Anthony Miller on top of it.
Yeah.
And also this is J Mike offering up Anthony Miller.
Yeah, right.
You know what that means.
Right. Yeah. So that's J Mike just offered like 4 firsts for Connor. And that we're just messing with you.
Oh, and he put a 2021st on top of that.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's Connor in that one, but I mean, it at least would make me think about it, I guess.
Yeah, I would have to be a very bad team to do that. All right, let's talk about Austin Hooper because the world is going crazy for Austin Hooper right now.
Mhm.
He is the talk of the town on every podcast at this point.
Yep.
Um, I was Dynasty Wall Street. They just talked about him. Um, I listened to too many podcasts that they're all just sort of blending together. I think we talked about him on
Mhm.
Superflex Super Show.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's really tough to give you off the top of your head. Throw May ADP. What tight end is he? I mean, because real numbers don't matter. So
Sure. He is the tight end. Loading.
tight end
12.
loading.
12.
That's pretty low. At tight end 12, I would be buying all day.
Goddard is higher than him.
Yeah, I'd still be
That's
taking
not.
Hooper.
Yeah, same here.
He finished in Trade Addict scoring as the tight end 6 with 200 points. Let's
And
find out.
that offense, it's not like that offense is going to really get worse. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, Freeman's back, so play action should work a little better.
Austin
Coleman's
Hooper.
gone, you know.
Here we go. Let's go. What everybody loves running backs, right?
Mhm.
He would have finished as the running back 14.
In terms of points scored.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Kareem Hunt. Oh man, Kareem Hunt was the running back 13. That's insane.
Yeah. He only played 11, 10 games.
Yeah, 230 points. Running back 14 was Kenyon Drake with 197. That's a ridiculous gap. I don't think I knew that before this.
Yeah. In trade addicts leagues, I would take Austin Hooper 10 out of 10 times over Kenyon Drake.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. How many catches did Austin Hooper have?
He had 71 catches, 660 yards, only 4 touchdowns. He didn't score a lot of touchdowns. So there's room for him to grow in that area, I think.
I think there's room for him to grow in every area.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do this. Ertz, you knock that shit off. There's no yawning. It's only 11 o'clock. Fuck, it's 11 o'clock already.
The bigger problem is my bladder.
Don't start that right now. Ertz, Kelsey, Kittle.
Yep. Not in that order, but yes.
Yeah, no, just listing those because those guys don't matter. That's
Sure,
just who is going to be there.
Yeah.
So who else after that?
Ingram.
I have Ingram over Hooper nowadays.
Yeah. Howard.
I honestly, this year I think I take Hooper to be safe.
Hunter Henry.
Hooper.
Njoku.
I mean, I think Hooper. So would I have Hooper at tight end 5?
Yeah. Eric Ebron. That one's harder for you.
That's not cool. No, I mean the answer is Hooper. Just because again,
Really?
it's safer.
Wow. Okay.
I love Ebron. There's just they have to pass the ball like 600 times again for that to come close to happening again.
Yeah.
And I don't think they want to. So I think that's clearly he's not catching 13 touchdowns. Clearly he's not running for touchdowns for 2 touchdowns again.
Yeah.
Oh man, I remember watching that one on TV. I lost my shit when he ran for a touchdown. Because like I don't think he got a target that game, but he still ran for a touchdown, something stupid like that, or he didn't get a catch, but still got those 6 points. I love Ebron, I will, but to be fair, my love got blown out of proportion because I felt the need to stand by my tweet that was a joke in the first place.
Yeah.
And he just happened to work out this year. But I think Hooper's the smarter decision, even though I do love me some words. Ebron.
Right.
I love every piece of the Colts. I want every piece of the Colts offense at this point. I'll take a Devin Funchess share somewhere just for the hell of it.
So
I mean, you've absolutely sold me on Andrew Luck being. He's my QB too.
He's on the road. Yeah. So Savi is in the chat. What's up, Savi?
Hey, buddy.
Yeah. So he makes a great point too. Atlanta just brought in Dirk Cutter at offensive coordinator. and he's a guy that has had a lot of success utilizing tight ends in Tampa. I mean, he made Cameron Brate something, and OJ Howard, of course. So, um,
Was
it wouldn't.
Cutter in Atlanta
He was,
before?
he was
So
before
he was.
he
Are we
might have,
talking Tony
he might have,
Gonzalez years
probably.
or Levine Toilolo
It
years?
might have
Because
been
those would be very
Toilolo.
different things.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, Cutter, he was there a while though, wasn't he? I think
I don't really
so.
remember, to be fair.
Yeah. Savi just said, Gonzalez was tight end
Again, is that
3.
because it's Tony Gonzalez or because of their Cutter? But either way, still a
Well,
nice
yeah.
track record.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
like it's that boost. Yeah, so I think I'm good calling Hooper my tight end 5, especially now after that.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying. I mean, I've been in leagues where I need a tight end. I've been trying to trade for him with a late first, and it's not getting it done. And I don't blame people. I mean, I'm we're talking a lot about Hawkinson and Noah Fant, and I think we should be. I mean, they both have the ability, talent wise, to be difference makers at the position moving forward. Having said that, I mean, he's already gone through the I don't produce years, right? Tight ends.
Yeah.
Almost all of them go through that. And he's now so you're waiting on that production from those two rookie tight ends. I don't know that you're going to get that elite production you're expecting from them, in year one in either of those offenses. So I mean, I would the around the picks where I would be talking about the ghost. Now, probably not in the trade addicts leagues again because of the premium and the long-term upside of those two guys. But if I'm making a push, I would think about that. If I was making a push in a league, and instead of taking one of those guys and waiting a couple years, if I needed tight end production, I'd consider trading those, the 109, 108, 109 for Hooper. I'd consider it. I don't know that I'd do it, but it would be. I mean, I would consider it. I've tried to trade. I've tried to trade the 111 for him in at least 3 leagues, and nobody has taken it. So
I can get behind that.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if I have Hooper and I'm not competing, I would probably take Sega and be okay with it.
Mhm.
Ish.
Mhm.
But still, I don't know if that would wow me into doing it. And I just realized that the reason I brought up Hooper is because I saw someone talking about an article and it was written by Casey. So fightingchancefantasy.com. Go check out Casey Kasem's article on Austin Hooper.
Yeah.
Rock on. Go Casey. Writing stuff, doing stuff. Why don't you write stuff, Brian?
I used to write a lot of stuff. I don't write as much stuff anymore.
You got
like-
that
I like
fancy
to-
podcast money. You don't need
I
to
like
write
to
nothing no more.
I like to verbalize my thoughts. So I got to get back to it though, for sure. Once I get through this real life examination, that's
Real
coming up
life.
here.
That's the worst.
It is. It gets in the way. So
All right. I think we've been going for an hour and 40 minutes. We're super out of stuff to talk about. I'm wired though, so it's a little weird. I'm ready to. I was about to say go for a run or something, but that is not going to happen.
Here are your options. We can either sign off,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be a fairly early night for us, which is okay. I could take a pee break, and you could think about something else. When I get back, we'll talk about it.
I'm going to sit here in effing silence while you go for a pee break.
Yeah, let the guys chat it up.
No,
I mean, take a pee break yourself. Go get a.
I'm good, man. I came ready to
water.
play. I don't need no pee
Look,
break.
these big gulp. Shit, I just hit my mic. These big gulps, man. You empty them and then you got to empty it. Yeah, see, yours is only half. Mine's empty. No, that's plenty, I think. Right? Man,
Yeah,
the chat is still litty. Man, it's good stuff, man. Thank you guys for joining us for this. This is
obviously. And since
awesome.
it's a new round of people in there, if you're enjoying in the chat while we're doing this, Patreons can do this every week. $2 and up a month, you get access to the YouTube live chat link that gets you to the chat. And sometimes, most of the times, I remember to open it while we record. Just saying. Buy some shirts. I'm wearing the Dynasty Wall Street shirt because I'm in my hashtag FF pod shirts right now. I am on day 7 in a row of wearing a fantasy football podcast T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's been impressive.
Oh, it's not going to end for quite some time. Now, I have to ask you what you think. Do our shirts count?
Sure, we're a pod.
And what about other RotoWare shirts that are not necessarily podcast related, but fantasy football related?
I don't think those
I'll
count.
save them. No,
Or save them. Save them if you need them to stretch for a number. If you're shooting for a certain number or something.
Oh, I have absolutely no idea. This was just an exercise because every time I took a picture of a new shirt,
yeah,
Trader Joe would give me shit about it. He's like, you could probably go a whole month. I'm like, I probably can go a whole month at this point.
Yeah.
And beginning of the month, I've been buying a new shirt every week. Let's see who's on the. Hold on. Do I have any left to buy? Oh, and I'm getting my Wubba Lubba Chub Chub T-shirt in. That counts.
Oh, we're going there, are we?
Just
back to you winning a shirt.
Oh man, Savi just quoted Dumb and Dumber, and that makes me so happy.
Whoa,
big goal, huh? Well, see you later. All right, yeah. I can't even. No, we're gonna. Yeah, thank you, everybody. This is always so much effing fun, and we appreciate all of you. Ridiculous amounts for actually wanting to listen to what we have to say. So thank you.
Yes.
We'd appreciate you more. Patreon.com/TradeAddictsPod. Just saying,
You're on point tonight with that.
all love. Buy some t-shirts, tradeaddictspod.storeenvy.com. They are wonderfully comfy.
They really are. Yeah.
I am also, if you have any ideas for t-shirts, I'm very much open to it as long as you don't mind there being a little Trade Addicts Pod logo slapped on there.
Yes.
All right. Captain Huggy Face just showed up. Well, let's get him one. Are you worried about Michael Thomas after Breeze retires? No. We talked about this on the Superflex Super Show, and I said no. I trust Peyton to bring in someone else. I said if Peyton leaves, also I'm a little worried, but I think Michael Thomas is. It doesn't matter.
I'm a little more worried than you are. I'm not worried enough to cash out because he's going to win you a lot of games.
No, not at
all. In the next year or two. So,
all right, I think we did everything right. Patreon, t-shirts. Thank you for everybody stopping by. Anything you want to say before we go?
No, just thanks to the guys that hung out with us tonight. The guys and gals. Casey was in there for a little bit too, I saw. So that's awesome.
She was there in the beginning. Yes.
Yep. So thank you guys very much. We really do appreciate you listening to the show. And the patrons, you help us keep going and keep doing this thing. We really appreciate it. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. So hopefully we'll get a chance to do this again here soon.
All right. On that note, night, Brian.
Night out, house.
Deuces, everybody.